We get into a very important conversation now. Like I said, have you ever heard of endometriosis? You've not heard about it, but you've heard certain women say that my tummy hurts, I'm bleeding too much. You've heard it. Some of us have sisters at home who wake up in the morning when they are on their period. We have to take them to the hospitals. Some people are bleeding every single day. Now, this woman I'm talking about, she's had 21 surgeries. Not one, not two, not three. She's had 21 surgeries. And today she's standing firm and she's standing strong. Like I said, she's an endometriosis advocate whose life changed drastically. And I'm not talking about anything, very drastic change as she turned 15. And like I said, she's undergone 21 different surgeries. It's a lot. But you know, we want to get into that. Over the years, she has had multiple surgeries, like I said, she's dealt with constant bleeding and all of that. And so we're going to get into the conversation with her. She's already standing there. She looks stunning, doesn't she? And she's going to give us all the information that we need to know. So please help me do it the changes way as I invite Talata to join me. Hi, Talata. You look amazing. Please, again, put your hands together for Talata. Please, take a sip. How are you doing?
Good, than you.
I'm well. You look stunning.
Thank you.
I think I'll take the dress when you're leaving. That's all I want.
Oh, that's fine.
Please, she heard it on here. Talata said she'd give me her dress. Did you hear that? Okay, so when we finish, I'm taking the dress. Again, we're getting into a very big conversation. You've been wondering, or you've had endometriosis. You're asking, what is it? What complication is that? What health complication could that be? Well, that is what we're going to get into. All the women out there, even if you're a man, you may have heard of a woman or you have a sister who may be going through this, but she doesn't know. So you get to ask all the questions right here on the show. All you have to do is just send your messages to 055 157 5757. Again, 055 157 5757. Today, I promise I'll read all your burning questions. So please, again, do well to send them, okay? Talata,
Yeah.
before anything, mention your full name.
Akongzirigo Azitariga Talata.
Wait, you need to take your time. I'm sure a lot of people ask you to mention it.
And I also like mentioning my name.
Exactly, because it's a sweet name.
Yeah.
So take your time to mention it so we can,
Akongzirigo Azitariga Talata.
Sweet name. Please put your hands together for her. Now, Talata, you, first of all, I would say, are a very strong woman. You're living a life that not a lot of people would. Normally, in the society where we find ourselves, when women or a woman undergoes such a condition, they would rather coil and stay in their rooms and not talk about it for fear of being stigmatized. But you have walked out, you've looked beyond all of it, and you have chosen to share your story. And for that, I would say that you're very, very brave, and we're grateful that you're in the house with us. Tell me, before 15-year-old you started menstruating, what was life for you? I always like to look at life before a condition because it gives us time to see and juxtapose what a free life looks like without pain and tears and when the trial starts. So before that, before menstruation, who was Talata?
As a happy child, actually. A very happy child. Regardless of my condition, I'm a very happy person. Mm-hmm. Then as living a very pain-free life. Prior to all those, I'm still a very smart and intelligent person. I had dreams. I had so many things I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. So I'd say that this pain or this condition has really limited me in ways I can't even begin to mention. Because prior to all this, I could do everything. I could anything. I love traveling. I could ride my bicycle because growing up I was a tomboy. Mm-hmm. Yes, but immediately the condition started, or immediately I started bleeding and the pain started, everything was just like a reverse, like you're just playing back. Sometimes when I play back, I'm like, wow, like this has really affected me, because there were times that I could just be with the boys, we just be there, I could sit for hours. Now I can't even do that again. The most I can do is just be lazying about and try as much as possible not to stress myself.
Now, you grew up in Bolgatanga?
No, I grew up in Accra.
In Accra?
Yeah.
Oh, so all of this was in Accra?
Yes, I was born in Gambaga.
Okay.
But I came to Accra in 3 months because my dad is a police officer.
Okay.
So he was transferred to Accra. So I basically grew up here. They only gave birth to me in Gambaga, but I grew up in Accra.
Right. So from, let's say, you being a toddler, I'm sure you were an active toddler, like around 3, through to 14. You were smart. So you still are smart.
I am very smart.
Right.
Yeah.
So you were smart, you were a tomboy. Did you play football?
Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't play football. I could do every other thing the boys were doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Now let's get into 15 years, because that's when all of this started. When you started menstruating, tell us, what was the story? Give me the full story, the 360 of it.
So when I started menstruating, I bled for 3 months. That I remember very well. I bled for 3 months non-stop. So because my dad is a police officer, I went to the police hospital. Then we met a Cuban doctor. And I remember very well the inscription. I think it was an oral contraceptive, but I don't remember the name. I bled for 3 months. They gave me that oral contraceptive to stop the bleeding and tranexamic acid. So usually tranexamic acid is given to individuals with bleeding disorders to either reduce bleeding or to stop bleeding.
Right.
So that was what I was given for a while with the oral contraceptives. That it worked. So I think after that, I stopped bleeding for a while. Okay. For like a year, I didn't bleed after that incident.
Let's go back. Hold on. So 3 months, you bled every single day.
Yeah, every
but
day.
were you aware that it was menstruation, or you were scared?
Oh, I knew it was menstruation. I knew somehow I knew it wasn't normal. That's why I told my parents and we went to the hospital. So I knew it wasn't normal.
Okay. And then they gave you medicine, injections, no?
Some injections and some oral contraceptives.
Right. And then for a whole year, you were not menstruating.
Yes.
Did they tell you when they gave it to you what the, shall I say, I don't want to say that implications would be, but did they tell you what will happen to you at the time?
So I actually read the leaflets in the medication box.
Right.
So I knew that some ways my periods were going to delay a bit.
Okay.
But I didn't know it was going to be a year. But I was happy. I was a teenager. If I wasn't bleeding again, and at the time I was a tomboy, as I said, I didn't want to even bleed in the first place. So if the bleeding wasn't happening, I was good.
Right. So for a year, you did not bleed.
No.
You were not perturbed about it because, again, you were a tomboy, you were living your life peacefully. In the first 3 months, were you suffering cramps?
It was bad. It was very bad. That's why when the bleeding stopped, I was good. As it was very bad. The bleeding was terrible. The cramps was bad. Then it came with a lot of vomiting. So it kicks in. Then there were times that I could just black out. So I was just blacking out. So that was what triggered me informing my parents, because I had to be transfused. Yes, I had to be transfused. Then I had to get better.
Right. When was this?
Nova Surgery Center.
When?
I think this last year.
Just last year?
Yeah.
Right, we'll come back to last year. But again, so 15-year-old you, for the 3 months, I want us to go back to school, because when a girl as young as 15 starts to bleed, she's in a class, obviously, with girls who probably would understand, some wouldn't understand. At the time, what was it like? Did you have to pack extra parts in your bag? What was it?
For me, growing up, everybody knew that I always had. I was having this conversation with some people last week, and I said, I think my friends or people around were into, they didn't read meanings into it, because I remember very well when people need sanitary pad, they'll go to Helen. Oh, she definitely has a sanitary pad in her bag. But people felt that I was overly prepared. No, it was because I was always bleeding. But I won't tell you.
Right.
Because I had done it for a very long time. I just had a way of concealing it. And for me, it made me very uncomfortable, but I just tried to conceal it. I did very well in concealing that. But very few people close to me knew that I had the bleeding disorder.
Right.
At the time, there was no name to the diagnosis, so that's what we call it, because I think my first diagnosis that I lived by for a very long time was a dysfunctional vaginal bleed.
Okay. So how many years did you go with this, or did this diagnosis last for?
For about, okay, so I'm doing 17 years. So about 12 years, that was the diagnosis I was living by, a dysfunctional vaginal bleed. Because nothing made sense. They had done everything medically possible. They are giving you tranexamic, they are giving you vitamin K injections, they are giving you Primulate, you are taking oral contraceptives, you are doing Depo-Provera injections, and it's not working. So when you read, and that's the weird thing about the gynecological conditions, the symptoms overlap.
Right.
So they are mimicking each other. Because from endometriosis through to cervical cancer, they have symptoms that overlaps.
Right.
So if you are not careful, you are going to be misdiagnosed. And doctors usually will say that endometriosis is difficult to treat and manage. So that won't be your first diagnosis, because you just can't come and say,
I have endometriosis.
You have endometriosis, yes. So it was a dysfunctional vaginal bleed. Or in some cases, they say a dysfunctional uterine bleed.
Right.
Yeah.
Then again, after the 1 year break, it came back.
Yeah,
that means that, let's say you stopped menstruating until you were 17.
Yes.
At 17, it came back. What was that like again?
It was bad. That was the time that we had to go to doctors, and it wasn't working out. So we'll just do the thing, then there's a transfusion, then they'll give you medications. That's it. So we just did the back and forth for a very long time. So you know that when you live with a condition for a very long time, you're able to manage it.
Right.
You're able to sense when your body wants to give up. So at a point, I could even sense that today I'll black out. When I wake up from bed, I know that today I will black out. Because I have lived with a condition for a very long time that I just knew my body too well. So that was it. So since doctors are not giving you, or are not being able to manage the situation, the only thing I can do is to help myself.
Right.
Help myself by doing the things I feel will help me. And that was it.
So your coping mechanism was just allowing this to happen?
Yes.
Without trying to find any relief
anymore? No, at the time I was young. I was still young. So we're still doing the regular doctor. My parents are worried. They are still going to the hospitals, but they are giving you the same diagnosis, a dysfunctional vaginal bleed. They are giving you the same medications, and it's not working. So when it happens, it's just like when you have malaria, they keep on treating, they give you the anti-malaria drugs, and that's it.
But Talata, you are still going through pain.
Yes.
And 17, let's say you would be in SHS.
17, I was done with.
You were done with SHS, okay. So throughout SHS, okay, at least by the time you were done with SHS, you didn't have to go through that in SHS, so that didn't even affect that. But you had to move to uni. 17, moving into uni. You know classes, you determine when you go for class. So how did this impact your education?
It did, but so I always say that for some very good reasons, I have a very solid support system.
Right.
I've always had a very solid, especially my family, like, hands down, they are like the best thing that could ever happen to me. My dad actually knew that, okay, I am not the regular person, I'm not the regular girl, because this person is bleeding every time. So we are taking everything slow, a step at a time. Everything a step at a time. You don't need to rush it. He calls, are you okay? Are you good? Yes. So uni, I'm moving from the house to school. I am not doing any on-campus. No. You are home. We are observing you. My dad was on UN mission. He will call, are you okay? He's constantly checking up. I have doctors. Then I was young. I still, even after 18, I was still seen by a pediatrician, because he still felt that there was something wrong with me. There's something he could do for me, because he was still maneuvering and looking for solutions for my condition. So yeah, during uni, at that time, my parents were trying every means possible to get me better.
And still, endometriosis hadn't been given us the diagnosis yet.
No.
So you're still going to school in pain?
In pain.
How on a scale of 1 to 10, how severe was the pain?
I can get to a 10. So me, I'm in pain. The kind of pain I'm feeling right now, you might be admitted. The pain I'm feeling at the moment.
Right now, as we speak,
yes,
you're in
I'm
pain.
in pain. I'm always in pain. There's no day I'm not in pain. Like I'm in pain. I have my handbag there. When you look at it, I have like a number of oral medication, pain medications I take. So I am in pain. Constantly I'm in pain.
Right.
But then I'm at a point where I can tolerate the pain. It's tolerable. So right now, I'm only working for my pain level to be at a 5. I don't want my pain level to get to a 1.
Right.
That is all I want my doctors to do for me right now. And that's what we are working towards. For my pain level to get to a 5.
Right.
So I am constantly in pain. So I can get to a 10 where I'll black out.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Again, this is where you get to send us your messages, 055-157-5757. You know of a friend, a sister, someone in your church that has been complaining about severe cramps. They've been bleeding back to back. You have a lot of questions to ask. Please do well to send us your messages. Again, I will do well to read and so that you can get your answers the way you want to hear them. But Talata, let's come back again to 2017. You took a bold step, knowing where you are, the condition that you were going through. You decided to join a reality TV show.
Oh.
What fueled that idea?
Nothing. I didn't have. So everybody. So I told you I was a tomboy, right? So when people heard I was going for the beauty pageant, I felt like, what are you going to do there? Like, it doesn't make sense. You're not a beauty. So I'm usually the person who will push you to go, then I'll support you.
Right.
But this time around, I was going. And it wasn't because I even knew. And you know, it was weird because it wasn't like I was going because I needed solution. I wanted to advocate for my condition.
Right.
At the time, I wasn't even thinking about it. I didn't even cross my... But something I just wanted to do to think while I wait time. Like... It was just...
How old were you at the time?
I think I was 25 or 24.
25, 24. You were done with uni by then?
Yeah.
Okay. So uni, you were done. You got into GMB.
Yeah.
What was that journey also like? Because again, you still had to undergo pain every single day and you had been misdiagnosed. What was that in the house? Because you know you have to stay in the house with a number of ladies.
Yeah. 9 other ladies.
And it's a very rigorous competition. What was that like?
So I bled throughout. I remember this. So so you know we have live sessions on Sunday. So after the live session on a Monday, we were in the room chit-chatting. I told them that I think that I have to go to the hospital today. Then there was I think there were about 2 nurses. Like, yes. Then the girl started asking, "What blood group are you? Just in case you need blood transfusion." Then we're having this conversation because they were very supportive. Everybody said, okay, we think you have to go to the hospital today. So go and inform the chaperone. Get ready so you can go, because it was a Monday. Usually Mondays are free days. So I descend, inform the chaperone, climb the stairs, just open our bedroom door, and I just black out.
Just like that?
Just like that. Then before I realized I was at the hospital. And it was crazy. It was crazy. Because I didn't think that it was going to end that way, but it was crazy.
And you knew it was coming?
Yeah, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
So I want to understand how you feel, because even on a regular day, when I have cramps, it's tough. It doesn't take me to the hospital, but sometimes it's just painful. And I know a number of ladies, don't we have cramps? Cramps can put you down. Hey, more. Cramps can put you down, and sometimes it's a very uncomfortable feeling. So how are you feeling when you're telling me you're feeling pains?
So I tell people that it took me a very long time to get to where I am right now. That's the happy-go person. for 3 years, I was a very angry person. From 2020 to 2023, I wasn't going out. I won't speak to anybody. You call me, I won't even answer. I won't respond to text because I was a very angry person. Then I was asking myself, what's wrong with me? Why am I always in pain? Why am I bleeding? Why is this thing even happening to me? And I won't come out, and I had lost weight. I looked so unkempt, like it was bad. It took therapy sessions. It took seeing a psychiatrist. It took being diagnosed to get to where I am right now.
When were you diagnosed?
In 2020.
So from 15 years, you had been misdiagnosed only up until 2020. That's about 6 years ago.
Yes. And you know the weird things? Because endometriosis mimics other gynecological conditions, after the pageant, when I really wanted to find answers to it, then I had other diagnoses.
Okay.
Endometrial polyps, fibroids, ovarian cysts. You will believe it because they all have the same symptoms. And when they go in, there's something they bring out.
Okay.
So definitely, even in as much as I had endometriosis, there were other underlying medical conditions. And later I realized that, so the bleeding was partly endometriosis and another condition called adenomyosis.
And you have to break all of that down.
Yes, yes.
But again, you had been, excuse me, that because we really need to break that down.
Yeah,
so in 2020, you had been told that you had endometriosis. Yes. But prior to that, you had already done one surgery.
No, I had already done, so I started my surgeries from March 2020. I was diagnosed in October 2020.
Okay.
Then I had four surgeries.
You had already had four before 2020,
yes.
And those were for fibroids.
No, I'd already done four surgery before my diagnosis. Okay. That was for endometrial polyps.
Okay.
And fibroids.
How many fibroids surgery did you have?
3.
3?
3 years. Yeah.
And all of them, they brought out the fibroids?
Then I had endometrial polyps.
Okay.
2 years.
So far, how many have you had?
21.
21. You've had 21 surgeries.
Yeah.
So 4 was before the diagnosis of endometriosis, and then the rest followed after that.
Yes, please.
Okay. Now in 2020, after you had finished, you had found out that it was endometriosis, which you would explain to me. Did you go back to find out if anybody, your family had a history of it? Is it genetics?
So I have done my research. I know too much about endometriosis. And I have a very good relationship with my father.
Okay.
There was a time that we were seated and we were having this conversation. Then we were just doing a self-retrospection. Realized that my dad's mom, my maternal grandmother, had the same condition because she was constantly in pain, suffered from a number of miscarriages. And that is one of the reasons why my grandfather had to marry multiple women.
Okay.
Because of childbirth.
Right.
So looking back from our lineage, you realize that it is something from my maternal grandmother.
Right. So it could be hereditary.
Yes.
Okay. So then we move into 2020.
Yeah.
After the surgeries, endometriosis had been said or had been diagnosed. What is endometriosis? I'm sure a number of people want to know what that is.
So, we shed blood every month as women. So the shedding of the lining of the uterus. So it is when tissue similar to that lining of the uterus grows outside the uterus. It is not in the uterus. It is outside in your cervix, on your ovaries, fallopian tubes. Some have it in their brains, diaphragm, knee, any other part of the body aside the uterus.
Okay.
Yes. So that is what endometriosis is. It is when tissue similar. It is not tissue that is. It is not the endometrium. Right. It is tissue similar to the lining of the uterus found outside of the uterus. Because originally it's supposed to be in the uterus, but it is found outside the uterus. So when it happens that way, that is what is called endometriosis.
I know you're not a doctor, but when someone asks, what are the causes of endometriosis?
Endometriosis has no known cause as of now.
Right.
But then there are when you read wide, they say there's something called a retrograde menstruation. It is when you menstruate, the tissues that you were supposed to expel, then expel, and then it goes back into your body.
Right.
So usually you find people with so we have an anteverted uterus and a retroverted uterus. Those who have anteverted uteruses have, usually when they are pregnant, their bellies protrude. But when you have a retroverted uterus, it goes inside. So they believe that when you have that kind of uterus, you kind of get that the condition. But I don't buy that. Then there's another school of thought that says that when you have some number of surgeries, you can get endometriosis. So there are lots of things but as of now, there's no known cause for endometriosis.
Wow. So we can't sit down to pinpoint one thing.
No, we can't.
That would say starts this anomaly.
No.
Right. So again, you had been diagnosed 2020.
Yeah, October 2020.
And then later you mentioned another one, that after you had been told that you have endometriosis, there was...
so there's adenomyosis.
Adenomyosis. Does that have
a cure?
Not a cure, but is there a cause for it?
No.
Also no
Yes.
cause?
So adenomyosis is the cousin. So those who have endometriosis will tell you that the cousin of endometriosis is adenomyosis. Because adenomyosis is exactly like endometriosis.
Okay.
But that happens in the walls of the uterus.
Again, it's a lot.
Yes. So adenomyosis comes with heavy bleeding, cramps, the bloating, the pain, the pain just like endometriosis. But you know that endometriosis, I mentioned earlier that it happens outside of the uterus.
Yes.
But adenomyosis happens in the walls of the uterus.
Okay.
So you can't operate to take it out. The only thing you have to do is to take out your uterus.
You have to take out the uterus?
Yes. So you have to take out your womb to cure adenomyosis.
So you had to take out your womb?
Yes. So that is why people ask, but you took out your uterus? No. So a hysterectomy, so that procedure, the procedure of taking out your uterus or your womb is called a hysterectomy.
Okay.
And I always say that a hysterectomy does not stop or cure endometriosis.
So it just cures the
adenomyosis. It doesn't cure endometriosis, no.
So you started with it's a lot.
Yeah.
But then you found out you had to take out your womb.
Yeah.
How old were you when you found out that you had to take it out?
To be certain, I think I was around 28 years.
28. But when was adenomyosis diagnosed?
The year, I think 2023, the year I took out my uterus, that was the year I found out I had adenomyosis.
Adenomyosis. What was different in your body at the time that made you know that, okay, there's something more than what I was experiencing first?
Then at that time, I done a year of bleeding. Every day, nonstop.
Every day for a year?
A year. Not sporting, bleeding.
Proper
bleeding.
Let's get into that here. So you had to wake up. When you wake up in the morning, in fact, take me through your life in the morning, that year. Every time you woke up, what did you have to do?
No, I was in bed. I wasn't going anywhere. I was in bed.
The whole time?
Yeah, the whole time.
How did you change? Did you wear normal pads?
So it's either I go sit on the toilet bowl for like hours and I'm just seated there. The moment I move and I stand in the shower, you see the clots, they are so huge. So anytime you are passing out clots more than the 50 pesewa coin, it's a cause to worry.
Okay.
So my clots were so huge. Immediately I stand, the way it drops, like it was so bad. And I looked so pale, like so pale. It wasn't a pleasant.
Were you still blacking out at the time?
Yeah, I was still blacking out. I just go off.
That's tough. For 1 year straight, this was... So you sit on the toilet bowl. How were you eating then? Did you have an appetite? Were you eating?
No. You're not even getting an appetite for anything. the only thing I wanted to do was to just sleep. I didn't want to speak to anybody. I didn't want to see anybody. I just wanted to sleep. That's all I was doing. Then I was taking the shots of the tranexamic acid to stop the bleeding. And they were giving me morphine. Those who know morphine is a very strong pain med. Morphine drips and all that. That was the only thing I was doing.
So 1 year?
1 year.
You went through all of that. And then you went to the hospital. They told you what the new phenomenon that had added to what was already existing.
It was an adenomyosis.
And then they told you that you'd have to take that, you take your womb out.
So let me say something. Mm-hmm. When I didn't even know I had adenomyosis, endometriosis, I was diagnosed with endometriosis and I was still feeling the pain and bleeding.
Were you still getting blood clots?
Yeah.
For endometriosis?
No, adenomyosis. Yeah, you expel very huge.
But
endometriosis is just bleeding with clots. It depends on the individual.
So does that one look like the 50 Pessoa's blood for endometriosis?
Endometriosis, yes.
Okay.
So that's why I say that their symptoms are similar. Yeah. So prior before my diagnosis of even having adenomyosis, I suggested my doctors a number of times that I wanted to take out my uterus.
Why?
The life I was living, it wasn't pleasant. I think that I'll always say that I chose life over fertility, because if I was still bleeding, I don't think that I could go out, come and advocate, because I'll be thinking, can I sit for like 20 minutes? Because immediately I sit in this chair, I'll stay in it. Like immediately, I need to keep changing. So there's this, I was using this very huge imported, I think always has this imported sanitary pad.
Yes.
And my friends were getting it from MaxMat. That was where we're getting the sanitary pads from. So I wasn't using the regular.
And how often did you have to change?
I was using the box of that thing a day. There is a pack. I don't know if anybody knows that sanitary pad. It's in a box. I was using that a day. So when you look at that life you are living, I'm a beauty queen. I see my fellow beauty queens out. I'll feel bad. I'll be depressed. Like I'm outside and I'm wondering, oh, what is going on? What is all this?
Hold on. So let me read this one. This one says, good afternoon, Joy Prime and Talata. As the founder of Stella Supplements, I just want to say thank you, Talata, for bravely sharing your endometriosis journey with the world. So many women, especially Black women, suffer silently with endometriosis, painful periods, fibroids, PCOS, and other hormonal challenges because society has normalized their pain for too long. Listening to your story is not just inspiring, it's healing for countless women who finally feel seen and understood. My wife also battled PCOS, irregular cycle, painful and heavy periods, bloating issues, acne and fibroids. I know and understand your pain so well. Talata, please know that your voice matters, your story matters, and you are helping break the silence around women's health in Ghana and beyond. We are rooting for you, standing with you, and sending you so much love and strength. Achi Frimpong, founder of Stella Supplements. And so let's come back to endometriosis. This is something that I want expatiated as much as possible for the young ladies out there as well, who may be listening and watching us. So 2021 to 2023, you call that a period that was dark for you?
Very dark period for me.
Take me there. What was your everyday process? Did you, at the point, want to take your life?
Oh, yeah. I tried suicide 3 times. It didn't work.
Within those 3 years?
Oh, yeah. I tried suicide 3 times. The last one, that was when I was referred to see a psychiatrist and a psychologist. So it was a Sunday. My dad, we are Catholic, so Mass then was about an hour, 30 minutes. So they said they were going for Mass. I said, okay, good. That's fine. The medications I take, they are strong. So when you tend to overdose and add a bit of other things to it, you are gone. And me, I can read. When you leave me, I read and read and read. Then I wanted to know what will even work faster.
Right.
Okay. Then I even had a sleeping problem. So I had some sleeping pills, then it was good. When my dad left, just tried, made sure that they were not coming. At this time, it's in the middle of the mass, they won't be here. Went into my dad's room, took a bottle of whiskey, came to my room, mixed all my medications, and drank it. It was a Sunday, I slept. I knew that it was the end for me.
Right.
I knew that I wouldn't wake up.
Right.
I knew it. So apparently, when my dad came from work, he has this ritual. When he comes, he opens my door and looks at me. Then I had this poodle. It never left my room. So when my dad opened and was leaving, he just jumped and held my dad's trouser. Then was like, no, what is this? So when he holds the trouser, then he would jump onto the bed. Then my dad said the way I was snoring was abnormal.
Right.
He comes, pushed me and realized that I was foaming. So they have to take me to Trust Hospital. I think I spent about 3 days there. When I recovered, I remember very well, my mom was crying and she was asking me why. I said, I'm tired, I feel I'm a burden. And sometimes you realize that it's not easy. It's not easy for everybody around. Everybody just pretend, oh, it's okay. But then I could see that my dad, he doesn't even eat. He's not a big person. Me, I realized that my dad was losing weight. And you could see it, that it was a bother. And my dad would go and say, oh, his friends are saying this can help me. So usually daddies or fathers are not really perturbed about things like, but for him to have this conversation with people, then some people will tell him that, oh, there's a man somewhere, we have to go and, oh, we should try this medication. You realize that it was something that was really bothering him for him to find answers to. So then it wasn't a good time for me at all.
And your mother asked you why?
Yeah, why?
In those 3 years, how was it? Take me to how dark it got.
It was so dark. It was a very dark period for me. Yeah. I didn't want to see anybody. I didn't feel like doing anything. I was just tired of life. I was just tired of life. And the few times I would just open up to people, it was just crying. I couldn't say anything. Like, I would just cry.
The whole time?
The whole time. I remember there was a time that I texted my Reverend Father to convince my dad so that I could have a hysterectomy. So he came and was like, oh, if that is what you want and you feel that will help you, that's fine. Let's do it.
Let's do it. So you decided to get the hysterectomy?
No, then that conversation, all those things, they felt that my mental health wasn't too good, so he would just say anything to calm you down. So it was after some time that I saw Dr. Akon. He didn't even want to have the hysterectomy. Truth is, my age, we look at the age of the person and you look at the psychological. So a lot of doctors will tell you that they wouldn't have the heart to perform a hysterectomy.
Right.
The first doctor to operate on me, I met him as a program last year, and he said that after my third surgery, he knew that it was going to be a hysterectomy. But he didn't have the courage to tell me that, okay, we should do this. And most of the times, people will say that, no, you are a bearer of bad news, you are not hopeful, so they won't. So in 2023, I took the bold step to have the hysterectomy be done. When I realized that my diagnosis included endometriosis, I realized that, okay, the only reason why I wasted time in having a hysterectomy was because my only diagnosis was endometriosis. And I knew that hysterectomy will not cure endometriosis. That's why. So when I had the final diagnosis, of adenomyosis.
So for women, especially in the society where we find ourselves, your womb is your pride. You're told that when you're able to bear children, you're a woman. When you made that decision to go get it done, were you aware of what you were giving away? Did it affect you in any way?
It did. It really did. Everybody told me I'm a lover of kids. Prior to this whole thing, I was teaching Sunday school. So I'm a lover of kids. Till now, everybody knows that I'm a lover of kids. And I hold kids very dear to my heart. Prior, before all this shenanigans, I always tell people that when you come to my house and you see my kids, I'll buy them toys for them to destroy it. They can destroy my TV. And I had this, everybody would laugh about it. So it took a lot for me to take that bold decision. But then again, I remember that you can also mother in a different way. I don't really need to carry my kids to be a mother. And as of now, I'm mothering a number of girls. I have too many goddaughters. I'm a Catholic, so any Catholic watching will know that I have too many goddaughters. Even this year, I was saying that I'm done. I don't want any more goddaughters. I have too many of them. Too many of them see me. Like I'm getting the I love you, Auntie Talata, every now and then. So I think that even though I lost that part of womanhood, I gained in another section.
Right.
Yes. I'm mothering in another way. In as much as I'm also trying to do some egg retrieval, fertilize, and try through surrogacy, I still feel that I'm a mother to quite a number of people. Yeah.
Right. And so, after all of that, after you took out your womb, in fact, let me ask, have you ever been in a relationship?
Oh, yeah, I have.
How did it go?
Oh, I've been in very good ones and very bad ones.
Okay.
You know, there are times that you have to just let go because you feel that, you know, usually, and somebody in my condition, people will find it very difficult to say, I don't want to do this anymore. But you are human. You know this person. You know how it feels like. When the person is drifting away, you can tell.
Right.
So you take the bold decision to say that, no, I think let's end it. Or you find ways and means to end it. Because a lot of people will feel that, oh, when they go and tell other people, they'll say, you broke up with this person, oh, you are a terrible person.
Right.
They won't want to be that, so they'll just be lingering about like Konongo Kaya. Yeah. So to prevent that, just let's go our separate ways. We end up becoming.
So you always break up? You always bring the...
I try as much as possible to do that. If I see that you want to and you can't tell me, I'll break up with you. Ask me, when you... When you take out my condition, I'm a catch.
Because you are a catch. You are a catch. And I'm happy you say that. You are a catch. Have you seen you?
Yes. When you take out my condition, I'm a catch.
Yes.
So if you come and you don't deserve me anyways. So yeah. So that's it.
No, I mean, you look at this beautiful woman and you say she's not a catch. She is a catch. Right. So you have had, but when in your relationships, did you ever try having sexual intercourse? And how did that go?
So sex with endometriosis is very painful.
Okay.
Even orgasm with endometriosis is very painful.
Okay.
So it's either you do midway when you realize that you are going to orgasm, then you stop.
Okay.
But sex with endometriosis is painful.
It's painful.
It's painful, yes.
So you've not had pleasurable sex before?
Oh, so if you pleasurable sex you can have, then later you go and take your pain medication.
Okay.
Yes. But sex is painful. Yeah.
It is painful with endometriosis. Yeah. Right now, why aren't you? Are you in a relationship right now?
No, please.
For the same reason?
Oh, I'm searching. My TikTok inbox is full.
Oh.
My inboxes are full, but I'm searching. If you are looking for a wife, I'm available.
Right. So, but if I asked you what your spec was, what are you looking for in a man?
Years ago, when I was younger, I would have said, I want a dark man. No. I just want a kind person.
Kind person.
Nothing. I don't. A kind person. Because when the going gets tough, you need a kind person to be with you.
Before you took out your womb, I mean, you're somebody who has said you want kids, and like you said, now you're marrying so many people, but there's a man factor. If you get married, you would have to explain. At the time when you're going to take out your womb, were you not thinking about, okay, what would the men think? What will my future husband think?
I actually believe that there's a person for everybody. There's a person for everybody. And I have this, I think it's Psalm 115 verse 3. Our God is in heaven. He does whatever pleases him. At that point in time, if God wanted me to get healed, miraculously, something would have happened. And me, I believe in God so much. My faith in God is unshaken. Regardless of what has happened to me, it's unshaken. So, man, me, I chose life over fertility, over marriage. If you feel that you can't be with me because I don't have a womb, I don't have a cervix, I don't have this, oh no, I'm good. There's somebody who like me for not having a womb. Yeah, active.
Now, you did say that you were on your way to freeze your eggs.
Yeah. I'm trying.
Because you still have your ovaries.
Yes. So I have an appointment to see a fertility doctor on Wednesday. So we're trying to see if my egg quality is good and I can freeze it, and I'll try surrogacy.
Okay.
If it doesn't work, God knows.
God knows.
If it works, no, Ebefa.
Talata, I don't even know what to say to you, but you really are brave. Now, let's take this one. This one says, oh my God, she's so strong. Talata, God bless you for educating women, because a lot of us take things for granted. Rhoda is the one who sent me that message. Now, again, it took a lot of years for them to diagnose what really was wrong with you. Is it something, what's wrong with the system? Why did it take so long for proper diagnosis to be given?
So it is not our system. It is not only in Ghana.
Right.
Even for us, we are better. You are better off in Ghana having endometriosis than in the UK or in Canada or in the US.
Okay.
And even in Canada or in the US, it takes at least 7 years to get diagnosed.
Okay.
Because of their system. You have to wait to see a gynae and all that. Then the problem with endometriosis is it wants to act like everything. Endometriosis can act like arthritis. Your knees, your joints, everywhere is hurting. It can act like rheumatism. It can act like you are having a cardiac arrest. Then you can bleed from your nose. That's endometriosis. You can be bedridden. Endometriosis. You can have endometriosis on your diaphragm, in your lungs. There are people who are being drained every month. They drain fluids and blood out of their lungs every month because they have endometriosis. I have a message in my inbox. The person was being treated for tuberculosis when the person was suffering from endometriosis. So you see, endometriosis is making a number of medical conditions. You won't go to the hospital and the first bet will be, and there are people, mind you, there are people who do not have the regular cramps, the excessive bleeding. They are having other conditions, other medical conditions, and they are all intertwined. They are all going back to endometriosis. Even IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. A lot of times endometriosis is mistaken for IBS, or IBS is mistaken for endometriosis.
So it is no fault of the doctors that they cannot diagnose?
No, it is no fault of the doctors. So I always say that endometriosis is a very difficult condition to diagnose, difficult to manage, difficult to treat. And even to diagnose endometriosis, the gold standard for diagnosing endometriosis is a laparoscopy.
Laparoscopy?
Yes. which is a minimal invasive surgery.
Okay.
In Ghana, we have very few hospitals or very few facilities who do that, who provide or who do laparoscopies. Unless by some doing of God, you meet a very good radiologist, then he's able to pick up some of the adhesions on an ultrasound. Or you go for MRI imaging, then you're able to pick up maybe the endometriosis adhesions. And mind you, MRIs are costing between 3,900 and something.
Yes.
Yes. MRIs are expensive. So that is how you are.
How many laparoscopies have you had to do?
16.
16?
Yes.
And they are not cheap?
No.
How much is one?
You can do up to 75,000 cedis.
75,000 Ghana cedis for one?
Yes.
And you've done 16?
Yes, please.
That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. How did you finance? How did you finance it?
My parents.
Your parents are real heroes.
Oh yeah, they are.
Because 75,000. So this, and there's health insurance doesn't cover this.
Oh no. There's nothing about endometriosis that health insurance covers. Even pain clinic that I'm doing at Kolebu, health insurance doesn't cover.
What's pain clinic?
So I go to pain clinic every Tuesday because of my pain.
Okay.
So it's a unit under the anesthesia department of Kolebu Teaching Hospital. They treat pain, any kind of pain. That's where. So that is what they do at pain clinic.
Every Tuesday?
Every Tuesday, yes.
And you pay for that as well?
Yes.
Every single time you go?
Yes, so you have medications that you have to buy and all that, yes, so you have to pay for it.
So this, it's expensive as well?
Everything is expensive. Endometriosis is a very expensive condition.
Well, we have...
So this pain clinic.
Oh.
Yeah, this pain clinic.
So what is inside? What are they infusing into you?
So I call it a cocktail.
Okay. What is this cocktail filled of?
A lot of things. A lot of things they won't tell me. But you can see about 6, 7, 8 syringes, medications. They are just pulling and mixing. So it's just a cocktail. So this one, when I take it and I'm speaking to you, know that I'm lying. I'm not telling lies.
Right.
I said I'm not telling lies. I'm not telling the truth because I don't even remember what I'm telling you. But that's the time that if you offend me, I can also tell you what...
My mind.
Yeah, I can tell you. But after this too, and you want my momo pin, I can tell you. So that's
right.
So you have a lot of medication.
So it's like anesthesia.
Anesthesia. Yes.
So after this one, how does it instantly take away the pain?
Oh yes, at that time that you feel good. Like you have a 24-hour feel good factor.
No pain.
No pain. Because you are sleeping, you are even flaccid. So you don't know what is happening around you.
Right.
Then I think after 24 hours, your pain levels, they go up a bit. Then you are able to top up with your oral medications and control the pain.
So this is your life every Tuesday?
Yeah, Kolebu, yeah.
So tomorrow you're going?
Oh, yeah. But me, I said they should give me 1 month off.
But if they give you 1 month off, that's pain for 1 month.
Oh, yeah. They are my gang members. So
Talata.
They are my gang members. So I'll call them and say, oh, gang.
Give me 1 month off.
Give me 1 month off.
Right. But why are you taking the 1 month off, though?
I'm trying to see if I can win my... I know it's not possible, but... I know tomorrow I'll cry, but yeah.
You want to see if you can go 1 month off?
Oh no, but I'll see them in 2 weeks.
Right.
I'll see them in 2 weeks.
Okay. Well, I have a message. Let me take that as well. This one says, good afternoon, Changes. It is good you're talking about this. I suggest a doctor or specialist should also come and educate us too. I have a friend on Facebook who is an endometriosis specialist and surgeon, but based in Kenya, and founder of African Center for Endometriosis. He is Dr. Joe. I believe if Talata can reach out to him so that at least both of them can help educate us more. I have ovarian cysts and have been longing to know more about the endometriosis cyst, fibroids, and the likes. Thank you, Talata, for speaking up and educating us. God bless you.
Bless.
Really, God bless you. You were such a brave woman.
Thank you.
And you're doing amazing. It's not a lot of people, like I said, also because of the stigma. Have you ever walked into a room and heard people say things about you, especially after you started telling the story?
No, even before. Before I started speaking, I'd heard that the only reason why I started speaking was I'd heard that I'd had too many abortions. That's why I was bleeding and I was...
Someone told you had had many abortions?
Oh, yeah.
That's why you have endometriosis.
I was like, oh, thank you. But I was like, oh, then I would have known that this is what I did for me to get this condition. But no. And I think that's the misconception. Like, there are too many misconceptions about endometriosis. People feel that it's demonic, it's a spiritual attack. That's one of the reasons why, like, I'm shouting about this condition. I hate it when people feel that when you say I'm suffering from this, go to church, go to this altar. I say my church people, they don't pray. So sometimes I ask that, if you know my mom, I'm yet to see anybody who is as prayerful as my mom. Yeah. So if somebody like my mom is not praying enough, I don't know who else is praying or who is going to pray for me to get better.
Right.
So sometimes you just know that this life I'm living is or this advocacy journey I am on is a charge I've been given by God to keep.
Right.
And a charge to keep I have.
Yeah.
And it is something I am going to do, and I'm going to do it very well. I know I'm going to get the stigma. And I know people are going to say, oh, the girl without the womb, the girl without this. But I think that I am fulfilled. My heart is full, knowing that I am helping people. Anytime I open my inbox and I read the messages, then I tell myself that I'm doing something good. Because for me, for people to even come to me, confide in me, tell me their fears and what they are going through, I think I'm doing very well.
You are doing very well. Exceptionally well. And so what do you think we can change, especially in our health sector? Because again, I'm sure that there are so many people in Ghana, women, who are facing these things, but because it hasn't been diagnosed, they don't know what to do. What can we do better?
One, in Ghana, we have very few resources that too many of us have to use.
Right.
Our doctors, our gynaes, our specialists. I keep on saying this, laparoscopies are too expensive. I'd want more doctors to train in laparoscopy. When there are lots of doctors doing or performing laparoscopic surgeries, the cost is going to reduce. When we have public hospitals stocking up laparoscopic equipment, is going to reduce.
Right.
When doctors stop gaslighting patients and telling patients that go and give birth is going to cure endometriosis. Doctors are downplaying the
severity,
pain and the severity of endometriosis. And it is no joke. You realize that people have to pretend they are well when they are menstruating. People are, and for some of us who have all month or all year round pain, it is difficult. So I feel that our doctors should believe us, believe women, because I think women are suffering. I know women are suffering. I don't think, I know women are suffering.
Right. So for you, you're still doing advocacy. It's something you're not sleeping. I think you're getting more gang members, as you say. And so what are you looking up to? What is the rest of the year looking like? What's the name of the foundation, first of all?
Pogmenka Foundation.
Okay. So this foundation has been there for how many years now?
It's been there for about 7 years, but it was registered this year because I didn't have the energy to do it. But now that my gang members
are here,
right? It's registered.
What does the rest of the year look like? What are you planning? What are we doing?
So Pogmenka Foundation is looking at doing this advocacy, just like I'm moving. Then I'm looking at doing the schools, mostly junior high, senior high, but I'll try as much as possible and other tertiary institutions. And I'm trying to get a support group for women suffering from endometriosis, fibroids, cysts, cervical cancer, and all the other gynecological conditions. Because I feel that if there's a support group where I feel I'm down today, somebody just drops, I feel your pain.
Yeah.
Because I know people that I've been speaking to for some number of years who have been rejected by their own family members. They are like, you are pretending, it's not real. You are seeking, you are an attention seeker. But for somebody like me, I know how it feels like. So you are like, okay, we are sorry this is happening to you. Have you tried A? Have you tried B? Then a person says, okay, I've done A. Okay, let me try B. Because I always say that endometriosis warriors, those of us suffering from endometriosis are called endometriosis warriors. So for those of us who suffer from endometriosis, our own doctors. Because the kind of things we've read, and the kind of things we know, some doctors don't even know. So we know the things that can help us. So if you have a support group, if you have one umbrella to do all this, then we are supporting one sister emotionally, some way, somehow. Then there are people who can't afford laparoscopies. There are people who can't even afford MRIs. There are people who can't afford to even go to pain clinic. So we are looking at some sort of a fundraiser or a GoFundMe account where people can contribute to people who do not have the funds to do laparoscopies or do like MRIs to support them.
Now, we have a health sector in Ghana. What are you telling the government, especially when it comes to the health sector? How can they help?
I want us to put some of the medications like Zoladex, Lupron under national health insurance.
Okay.
Or even the Mahama Care. I get people saying that, oh, go and see them, speak to them. So I think today I'm just saying that I feel that some of the medications, or if they can do a 30-70, maybe government's paying 30, the patients are paying 70 for laparoscopies. Because I know that in Ghana, laparoscopies are expensive and they are paid from the pockets by patients.
Yes.
So if government is going to have like a laparoscopic center where we can have the surgeries for less, or some of the medications that it is being used for endometriosis can be under the National Health Insurance Scheme medications, that would be good for us.
And so we're hoping that the health minister pays attention to this. Ministry of Health, we would ask that you come to our aid, put this under the National Health Insurance Scheme so that people in the privileged areas who don't have or who are not privy to the information or don't have enough to cater for all of this would have the ability to do so. Again, if there are organizations out there who want to help, they can also reach out.
Yes.
Let's help, okay? Let's help. Let's create this support group for these women because, like Talata rightly said, there are women that are suffering, and if there's anything we can do to help, this is the time to do it. I have a message. This one says, "Hi Tal, you're doing really amazing. Your strength and dedication to the advocacy is inspiring, and we really appreciate you for your forever supporting friends who love and cherish you, sending you lots of hugs and kisses." I like how they call you Tal, the gang. Well, I have a surprise for you.
Right.
Yes, you like surprises?
Oh yeah, I do.
Ooh, I think, should we ask her to close her eyes? Yes. Talata, close your eyes. Close your eyes. I would say 3, 2, 1, and then you can open. Okay, so until don't peek. Can you see me?
Can I do this?
No, close it.
Okay.
Okay. So 3, 2, 1. No, in fact, hold on. Let's get the surprise scene, and then we can do 3, 2, 1, and then she. Talata, close your eyes. All right, are we ready? You have to count down with me. So we do 3, 2, 1, and then she can open your eyes. Okay. So 3, 2, 1. You can give that to her. Right. So, darling, what do we have to tell Talata?
We just want to tell you that we love you, and we are going to continue supporting you from the gang.
From the gang. By the way, if you do not know, they are from her foundation. And are you surprised? Are we blushing?
Oh, yeah.
Right. But how has it been working with Talata?
Should I say fulfilling? It has been fulfilling. Knowing that you are doing something that is going a long way to impact, and we are seeing the impact, so we are very happy. And it's fulfilling. That's all I can say.
And I'm happy that you don't do this alone. I always say the beautiful thing is when people who are not necessarily in your situation have empathy enough to help and to support and to thank each and every one of you. I know the team is bigger than this. Thank you for standing beside Talata. Thank you, or thank you again for not leaving the gang. I know that it's not the easiest, but God will bless you and your work. In fact, your reward is not only here, it's in heaven as well. You are the brother. You get to see your sister every day chase her dreams. She's not sitting down with her hands in between her and her chest. I'm sure you're happy seeing where she's at. Where's my microphone? So I'll walk to you, don't worry. I'll walk to you and give it to you. Talata, they want to make your head big.
Yeah.
Is your brother very nice to you? Is he sweet all the time?
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't bully you, or she bullies you?
Oh, not at all.
Don't come and make her head extremely big. But please speak into the mic. Seeing her do what she does, how does that make you feel as a big brother?
You know, Talata is a very brilliant sister. You know, if I tell you her journey through education and all, she's those kind of ladies that go to class 1 and before you realize you're jumping at the class 3. And so if she tells you her age compared to where she was in school, you can tell that, look, this girl is very brilliant. And to see her out of the corporate world, you know, all of us were wishing that she would be sitting where you are, or probably in the bank, going up and down. She's doing this, she's in the corporate organization. But here's the case, she can't work in the corporate world. She can't be in the office like we all do. So she was very courageous enough to say that, look, in as much as I can't be in the office all the time, I want to run a bakery. And she does so well with her bakery. She runs a bakery at home. And the funny thing is that some of the orders that come in, especially if you are ordering for a cake for your son, your daughter, it's free.
For free? Talata. So in total, you're proud of her.
Yeah.
And you're doing amazing. What's the name of your bakery?
Talata.
Girl, tomorrow I'm ordering. I'm buying some for the studio audience. Yes. Thank you so much. Again, thank you for joining. Thank you for surprising her. And I'm sure one way or the other, you always make her smile. And so, Talata, you are a light shining through, and this light of yours will never dim. You will go far. The world will hear of you. And for what you do for women, women will do much more for you. Those you call your little babies, they would also make you proud. Keep going. This doesn't define you. You are strong. Okay? You are strong. And now we are part of the gang, so you can involve us in the gang. Well, again, thank you for staying with us. This has been such an insightful conversation with Talata. Again, finally, before you go, is there a number we can reach out if there's an organization that wants to help? Is there a number? Is there a website? Who will tell us that?
Please.
Yes, team, please.
Okay.
How can we reach out?
So you can reach out to me on 0548-618-571.
Please again.
0548-618-571.
Right.
Yes,
Okay.
and then we'll get everything across.
The name?
Tilly.
Tilly. So please reach out to Tilly and we can pick it up from there.